Hello, my name is Graham Wilson and I'm the author of the Senior Executives Emergency Job Hunt, and this is 10 executive job hunting things to do before Christmas. Don't stop yet. At what point do you give up your job search until the new year? That was the straightforward question asked by somebody last night. That's the voice of someone who's pretty despondent, so my reply was couched in more sympathetic tones than it might have been to some people. The trouble is that we're only just into December, and yet this guy had already given up for a whole month or more. That's more than 1/10 of the year, and I'm sure that there'll have been other times in recent months when he's switched off too. Let's face it, no recruiting happens in August, which he probably said in late June. It's a long Easter this year, so people will have far too much on for recruiting in March and April. And so it goes on. They aren't excuses, they're coming from someone who's had their fair share of rejection and is protecting themselves. So I tentatively asked whether there was anything he felt he could be doing. His immediate reply highlighted what I suspect is his problem. Well, my CV's pretty impressive. I had someone help me pull that together, so there's nothing to do there. CV. The last thing he needs right now is a CV, whether it's pretty impressive or not. He needs meetings. He needs to be out there meeting people. Ideally face-to-face, one-on-one, but groups will do too, and December is a great time for meetings. People are in a positive mood. Set yourself a target. Let's say that there's 3 working weeks left. Aim for 6 group meetings and 6 one-to-ones. That's 2 of each a week. If you do more, fantastic. If people can't do so this side of Christmas, then you've got a head start on your networking for the new year. Remember, you're not asking these people for a job. You're asking them to say thank you and/or to get their advice. We chatted about this and he went away with a list of possible meetings to set up next week. So here's my starter for 10. 1. Check out any networking groups that you've attended in the last year and book in to attend their December meeting. 2. Draw up a shortlist of 5 people who've encouraged you over the last few months and ask if you can buy them a coffee. 3. Pick up the phone to the 2 or 3 recruiters who've given you a little time in the past and suggest that you'd like to pop by and maybe I could bring in a Danish. 4. Call the people who shortlisted you in the last few months and ask them if they could spend just a few minutes giving you some advice. Okay, you may have to remind them who you are, but it's worth a try. 5. Shortlist 10 people from the online networking forums that you visit regularly, LinkedIn groups, professional association forums, trade magazine forums and so on, and ask them if you could possibly meet for a coffee and either chew the cud together or get some advice. 6. Pick 3 people with whom you socialise and give them a ring and ask them if they could have their arm twisted to go out for a drink. 7. Pick 2 companies that impress you. Use LinkedIn to find someone close to your network who works there. At this stage, don't worry about who or what they are. Just use the network to get an introduction and then ask them if they could spare you half an hour for a coffee. I'm trying to find out a little bit more about what XYZ is like to work for. 8. This is an easy one for most people. Pick 3 relatives who know you're looking for a job, but you've not really talked it over with. Be open to their experiences and their, albeit perhaps wacky, ideas. Number 9. This is a tough one for a lot of senior executives. Think back over your last couple of roles and draw up a list of the people who reported to you. Pick a few who you thought well of. Find them, inquire about their life since you last met, and suggest a pre-Christmas drink to catch up. 10. And finally, a strange one. A lot of senior executives especially made a significant switch in their career somewhere along the line. Maybe it was the switch from a career in a technical discipline to one in general management. Perhaps it was from one industry to another, possibly from one vocation to another. Usually there were a handful of people who were around them at the time. Go down memory lane and identify 1 or 2 from then, and suggest a pre-Christmas drink to catch up. Yes, it's a lot of work, but in all of this, hopefully there will be a few stones that you haven't turned over already. Remember again, you're trying to extend your network. Most jobs are created for somebody in particular, and certainly the vast majority are never advertised. You need to be in the right place at the right time with the right credentials. If this resonates with you, shocks you, frightens you, or inspires you, remember, I always offer an hour's chat on the phone for nothing. It's as much for my networking as it is for yours. This podcast is based on the extra material that's included on my website, www.executive-post.info. Remember, you can go there and you can download a copy of the ebook edition of my Senior Executives Emergency Job Hunt. If in doubt, give me a shout. There's nothing to lose and you've got plenty to gain. My mobile number is 07785 222 380. That's 07785 222 380. Thanks for listening, good luck, and if I don't speak to you before, Merry Christmas.